Breaking news from the NFL, the Arizona Cardinals have announced the hiring of Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur as their next head coach. LaFleur is the younger brother of Packers head coach Matt LaFleur. Mike LaFleur, though, was the offensive coordinator for the Jets before teaming up with Sean McVay in LA, helping to guide a potent offense with potential MVP winner Matthew Stafford. He would replace Jonathan Gannon, who was fired after winning 15 games in just 3 seasons. For much more on this and some other big news around the NFL, let's go ahead and bring in Bryant McFadden for more. B-Mac, great to see you. So the Cardinals have their guy in 38-year-old Mike LaFleur. Give us your initial impressions of this hire for Arizona.
Well, I like this hire. A different opportunity, a different route for the Cardinals, Jordan, than what they did with Gannon. He was more of a defensive-minded coach. Now they're going with the offensive side. And I like this hire. And the reason why is because, number one, he's in his 30s. So clearly he's energized. He's vibrant for this opportunity. Number two, you look at the quality offensive minds he's been around. I understand we just highlighted his job there with Sean McVay. But you know who gave him his first premier NFL coaching opportunity? It was Kyle Shanahan. He was with Kyle Shanahan early in Atlanta, and then when Kyle became the head coach for the San Francisco 49ers, Kyle brought him out to the Bay Area where he got an opportunity to work hands-on with the offense, was the offensive passing game coordinator for San Francisco for 2 seasons. And then because of what he did there, he got an opportunity with the Jets, and then most recently, he's been with Sean McVay as the quote-unquote offensive coordinator for the Rams, but we all know who calls plays for LA. But in all, Jordan, I love his ability to get the most out of their offense. Number one, they got to find out what will happen at the quarterback position. Will it be Kyler Murray, or will they move on from Kyler Murray? But seeing what Mike has been a part of over the last few seasons, very, very consistent offenses. And if you're Trey McBride, you have to really love this hire as well, because look at what the Rams did with a 3-headed monster type deal at the tight end position. They found multiple ways to get the tight ends involved in the passing game. Trey McBride was already a vocal point in the passing game, but knowing that Mike understands how valuable tight ends are, Trey should be smiling from ear to ear.
Yeah, that quarterback situation in particular, that's got to be top of the to-do list. It's going to be a tough job for LaFleur, to say the least. It's off to a shaky start for him. What should we reasonably, though, expect from LaFleur in Arizona next season, and how much maybe of a leash will he get from this front office?
Extremely long. There's a lot they need to rectify there in Arizona. They have great weather, but outside of that, the football hasn't been great at all. So now you can understand and look at the personnel side of things with this roster. Who will remain intact for 2026? Who will we move on from in 2026? And it starts with the most important position, as I alluded to earlier, with the quarterback. Who will the quarterback be moving forward? And if you decide to move on from Kyler Murray, what will option B look like? Will you try to potentially move up in the draft? Will you look at other potential free agents that could be available? Malik Willis could be a guy that could become available, for the Arizona Cardinals. So it starts and it stops there, and that's why I believe the leash should be extremely long. And you got to look at this division. The NFC West is one of the more tougher divisions in the National Football League. When you look at the NFC Championship game, you had 2 teams from the same division playing for the 3rd time, competing for the spot in Super Bowl 60. So that competitive edge will not go anywhere anytime soon, even though we've seen other organizations pluck coaches from San Francisco, pluck coaches from the Rams, pluck coaches from Seattle. They still will be a very, very competitive team moving forward. So for the Arizona Cardinals, you're chasing 3 playoff caliber teams in your division alone, and you got to find out what's going to happen at the quarterback position.
Let's go ahead and stick in that tough division in that NFC West. Raheem Morris is the new defensive coordinator under Kyle Shanahan. Assuming that the Niners get healthier on that side of the ball, can Morris, you think, lead them back to form in 2026?
Yeah, I love this hire as well. When you look at Raheem Morris, throughout his entire professional career, I understand he's flirted with the offensive side here or there, but he's been a defensive-minded coach throughout the majority of his professional career. And another thing I love about this hire with San Francisco, remember before Raheem became the head coach for the Atlanta Falcons, Jordan, he was the defensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams. So he understands this division wholeheartedly. He understands the expectations and the offensive regimens he will still attack week in and week out just in the division alone. So for San Francisco, you saw what Robert Saleh was able to do, revitalizing their defensive efforts, even in the midst of so many injuries. If you're Kyle Shanahan, you know playing in the NFC West, where you're playing against high-level offensive play along with high-level quarterback play, your defense needs to be extremely stout and consistent. And Raheem Morris, throughout his entire professional career, he's shown the ability, when being a defensive coordinator, he's shown the ability to play high-level football, especially most recently out in the NFC West when he was a DC for the Rams.
Let's go ahead and end here with some news out in Vegas, as the Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak appears to be the choice in Las Vegas. The Raiders haven't had much luck with the head coaching position really since the firing of John Gruden. What do you think? Can Kubiak buck that trend?
Hopefully. Number one, he has the energy. He has the mindset offensively, looking at what he's done currently with the Seattle Seahawks, not just with the offense, Jordan, but look at the quarterback play in Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold has been amazing, especially in the month of December, going into the playoff stretch currently. So if you're the Raiders, you understand you have to find a way to get the quarterback position right in terms of coaching, right? Then you have to find a way to get the offense right, because if the quarterback is right, 9 times out of 10, the offense will follow suit as well. And like I said earlier, this is another situation for the Raiders brass and their fan base. They have to exercise patience because they're fighting from behind. They're already behind the other 3 teams in the division. We look at the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Chiefs. Secondly, outside of fighting from behind within the division, you got to find a way to revamp and improve the talent element on your offense, especially on the offensive side. At the wide receiver position, you need to add some playmakers to help whoever the quarterback will be. We potentially see it being Fernando Mendoza. And if it is Fernando Mendoza, having playmakers surrounding him is extremely important for them. So this is I love the hire. I don't have an issue with the hire, but in terms of expecting a dramatic change instantly, you got to take some time because they're not working with a full deck of cards right now.
We'll see if he'll be able to replicate some of the success with this Seattle offense in Vegas. BMAC, always great to see you here breaking down the very latest all moves in the NFL. As you take a look at the head coaching carousel, what we're hearing, Clint Kubiak on his way to Vegas to become the next head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders.